Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a holiday look for you guys using a bunch of new products that I just hauled. I'm really excited to use a lot of these products, especially the eye palette. So if you want to see the holiday look that I come up with, then just keep watching. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with eye primer. I am going in with my Master Eye Prep and Set by Mario. This is actually my favorite primer for my eyes right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and just mix the two. I'm gonna go ahead and set my primer with this powder. So for eyeshadow today, we're gonna go in with this Edge of Reality eyeshadow palette by KVD Beauty. I really do love the packaging of this. I think it's so beautiful. It has like this embossing on the top. I don't know if you guys can tell. And I love the shiny gold like overlay on the center here and then on the edges. And then when you open it up, it does not have a mirror, but these are the shades. So we're gonna play with this palette today because I thought this was so gorgeous when it was swatched in store. Of course, I didn't get to swatch it, but the girl that worked there did swatch it for me. We're gonna go ahead and go in with a classic crease brush from Sonia G. I'm gonna go in with this peach shade right here. I will put the shade names here so you guys will know because I don't have my glasses on and I can't really see the print. It's really, really small. So I will put the shade names right here so you guys can see. But I am going with this peach color right here. And since this does not have a mirror, I'm going to use my Friend's Mirror by Revolution. I'm just going into the crease with that shade and I'm going above the crease. So now I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. So I'm gonna use the same brush and I'm just gonna go into the crease with this, being a little bit more defined into that crease. This is a really pretty like taupe shade. And these two shades are blending in really well. I'm gonna take one of my favorite brushes. It's the MAC 242 brush. I wanna use this really beautiful shade right here. Now, when she swatched them in store, she used one of those sponge applicators. I don't have a sponge applicator, so I'm gonna use this brush because I know this is the brush that really never fails me when it comes to like glitter shadows or like creamier shadows. It really picks up product really well. So I'm going to put my brush in that product. Wow, this is very, very creamy in a sense that when I put my brush in, it kind of left a dent. I don't know if you guys can see that. So I wouldn't go in too heavy-handed because you will put a really good dent into that product. So just go in there lightly. And then I'm just going to pack this on the lid. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous shade. It has like, it's kind of duochrome. It has like this kind of gray undertone, and then when you move your head around, it has like a green shift to it. It's more like a sea green, but it's gorgeous. It's just beautiful on the eyelid. And this brush is applying it really well. I don't see any fallout from this shadow. Now, it's not as glittery as I thought it was gonna be when I looked at it in the pan. In the pan, it does have like a little bit of sparkle to it, but on the eyelid, it's more of like a, kind of like a foiled shadow. I'm gonna take this Wayne Goss number 4 brush, and it's more of like a tapered type brush. I wanna deepen up that outer corner, so I'm gonna go into this shade here. This is more of like a chocolate brown. I'm just going to put that on the corner of my eyelid and then kind of bring it up into the crease, but not all the way. Like I said, I just want to deepen it up and just kind of give it some depth. But man, that is beautiful. So now what I'm going to do is go in with the NYX Epic Ink Liner. This one is in the shade brown. I do have the shade black, but I wanted to try a brown liquid eyeliner. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this. I'm going to try to do a little bit of it on camera, but for the most of it, I'm gonna do it off camera because I'm not really good at this yet. I'm still practicing. So this is what the ink liner looks like. And it's more of like a felt tip pen. Okay, I got my other mirror because I really have to look really close when I do this. So basically what I do is I kind of just draw a line as far as I want it to go. And then I kind of come, I don't go all the way to the tip, but I kind of come to the middle and I come down. And then I just fill it in, you see? So this is what the wing liner looks like. So I'm gonna go ahead and go off camera and do this eye because this one took me a little while and I wanna try to make them as even as possible. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick and I'll be right back. All right, so what I do is if I need to clean it up, I just take a Q-tip. I put a little bit of my makeup remover. I just use a tiny bit. I don't want it to smear the liner. And then I just kind of go clean it up on the edges. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and go in with primer. I'm gonna go in with my By Terry Hyaluronic Primer. This is a very hydrating primer. And I'm just gonna put that on the perimeter of my face. Then for the center of my face, I'm going in with my Revolution Pro Pore Perfecting Primer. So for foundation, I'm going to go in with the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. This is in the shade 7.5. I love the look of this foundation. I think it's really beautiful, especially for times when you want to do a full face of makeup, like a full glam face of makeup. I think this is a very beautiful foundation to go in with. I usually go in with like 2 or 3 pumps of this because I really feel like it gives me like almost full coverage if I do that. And even though I do that, it doesn't feel heavy on my skin. Going in with 1 more pump just in those areas where I need a little bit more coverage. I am going to go in with my Tarte Shape Tape, cover up my hyperpigmentation a little bit more, press it into the skin. I don't have any concealer, so I'm going to go in with my Hourglass concealer. I do have the shades Beach and Sepia. And what I do is I go in with Beach first, and then I use Sepia on the inner corners just to kind of brighten things up. This is Beach. I may go ahead and put a little bit of Sepia here, just to kind of brighten that area up. And I go in with my sponge. I am using the Sonia Kashuk sponge, by the way. I get this at Target. I'm gonna go ahead and set that under eye with the oversized powder by Patrick Starr. I like to set my T-zone, my cheeks, where my hyperpigmentation is. I really feel like it makes my skin look flawless. It blurs like my fine lines and it blurs my pores. And this is not a new product, but it is one of my favorites. All right, so now I've got to do my brows. I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Wow Brow, just to kind of brush everything up. Not that I have like tons of brow hairs, but this just kind of gives it a little bit more color. I did purchase the Precisely My Brow Pencil. This is in the shade 4.5, and this is by Benefit. I have purchased this before and I ended up really liking it, so I went ahead and purchased a larger size because the first one I had was like in a kit. I'm just going to do this really quickly. I'm going to go ahead and bronze up with the Gucci bronzer. This one's in 03. I'm going to be using my Sonia G Master Face Brush. I'm going to be using a blush from this Tarte set that I got from Ulta. I actually purchased this during the last 20%. I think I got this at Ulta. I'm pretty sure they have it at Sephora too, so I'm not sure if I purchased it at Sephora or Ulta, but I think I did get it at Ulta. So let me go ahead and pull this out. I love Tarte blushes. I think they're some of the best blushes out there, and these are so cute and compact. There's 3 of these in here. They come with like a highlighter and then 2 blushes. So these blushes and highlighters are actually 9 new shades that have come to the line. So I showed you that one. That one's more of like a peach. This one has like a gold top. This is more like a bronzer, and then this is a mauve shade, and here's your highlighter. The last one has like a purple top. Then you have these, which are more like pinks and corals. So this is the highlighter, and then these are the 2 blushes. I think I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. It's more like a mauve shade. I don't know if you guys can tell. My lighting's a little bit off because I have some lighting covers that are actually being cleaned because I accidentally spilled like coffee all over them. I dropped a cup of coffee and it splattered all over them. So I am cleaning those right now and letting them dry. So if the lighting is a little bit off, it's because of that. But we're gonna go ahead and add some color to our cheeks. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this Wayne Goss number 2 brush. And I'm gonna go into that mauve shade there. I'm just gonna add that, add that to my cheeks. These are super pigmented too, and they really last a long time throughout the day. I do have 2 beautiful highlighters from Fenty. I have Cognac Candy and Rosé Rave. I did do swatches for you guys in that haul video, but this is Rosé Rave. I think this is gonna be the shade that's gonna look good with this eye look today. Yeah, I think Cognac Candy is more of like a good shade for like a bronzy look. So we're gonna use Rosé Rave today. I think this is gonna be perfect. I'm gonna go in with a mini cheek brush by Sonia G. And I'm just going to swirl my brush in there, and then I'll place it here. Oh, that's so pretty. Now it does have a lot of sparkle to it, so if you're not into that, you're not gonna like this type of highlighter, but I would recommend just putting it like on your cheeks and not like on your nose and like your forehead. Use a different highlighter for that because this does deposit glitter, and it's kind of like micro glitter. It's not like chunky glitter. So if you want more of like a glow without that glitter, I would go in with something different on the other parts of your face. So for the other parts of my face, I know this is probably not gonna go with this look, but I'm gonna try to use the lighter shade in this palette, but this is the Dior Backstage Glow Face Palette. This one's in pure gold. Now I did hold this a while back and I have not used it. So I do wanna use it today. And like I said, I wanna use one of the lighter shades in here that is not so super gold, but it has like, you know, a nice champagne touch to it. So I did swatch them. I'm gonna go in with the sheer one. This is called Sheer Gold Gold. And for this, I am gonna go above my brow. Oh yeah, that's pretty. See, that gives a really nice, beautiful kind of sheer glow to the skin. Put a little bit on my nose, a little bit on my Cupid's bow. I am gonna add some lashes today, guys. I'm gonna curl my lashes just a little bit. So for lashes, I'm gonna try the Salon Perfect Fully Stacked, Pre-Stacked Extra Volume Lashes. This is what they look like. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it off camera, and then we'll come back and do lips. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and finish the lower lash line. I want to go ahead and go back into the KVD palette. I'm going to take the Sonia G Builder Pro brush. I'm actually going to go into this shade right here. I did not use this shade, but I am going to use that one on my bottom lash line. And then on top of that one, I'm going to go into that darker brown that I used for like the corner here. And I'm going to go as close to the lash line as possible. And then what I want to do is go ahead and put a little bit more of that darker shade right here on the corner above the liner. I just feel like I need a little bit more right there. Just taking a clean brush and blending it. I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Smudge Proof Mascara for the lower lashes. So for my lips today, I'm going to go in with this MAC lip liner, and this is by Maxalina. This is in the shade Entre a mi Mundo. I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips. This is very different for me. Normally I go for really nude shades. This is kind of a peachy kind of coral shade, but I really do like it. It's very pretty. I'm gonna go in with the lipstick by that same line, Selena Mac. And this is in the shade Selena Vive. This shade goes perfectly with this look. All right guys, this is the finished look. So I wanna go over these products really quickly with you guys. I love this KVD palette. This palette came off on the eyes just like I expected it to. The shades in here are absolutely gorgeous. The texture kind of threw me off with the glitter shade because when I went in with my brush, I thought it was gonna be kind of more of like a, I don't know, a little bit more like a powdery shadow, but it's not. It's more on the creamy side, and I'll swatch it for you. Yeah, even putting my finger in it to swatch it for you guys, this is it right here. Feels very, very different, very creamy. I do want to swatch a couple more shades for you guys from this palette so you guys can see what I saw when the girl at Sephora swatched it for me. So I'm going to swatch mainly like the glittery shades because I want y'all to see how gorgeous and pigmented these shades are. And like I said, the formula is so different. It's creamy, but it also feels somewhat moussey, if that makes sense. So these are actually some of the glitter shades. They're super, super creamy, super beautiful, very, very pigmented. I can't wait to do more looks with this palette. I think this is like the perfect palette for the holidays because of those really creamy kind of micro glittery shades. So yeah, really love this. And for the Fenty Beauty highlighter, this one's in Rosé Rave. I thought this went on beautifully onto the skin. It does deposit micro glitter onto the skin, so if you're not into that, you're not gonna like these. The cognac one is gonna be the same, but I do really like these. I think they're gonna be perfect like for the holidays. I know that we're probably not gonna go anywhere for the holidays, but it's always nice to get dressed up. For me, I feel like if I put on makeup and do my hair and get dressed up, it makes me feel really good. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use this one in another tutorial, the cognac one. And then for the next liner, I love the brown liner. It's not too contrasting, it kind of just blends in. I still do like a good black liquid eyeliner, but for those days where I want like a soft eyeliner, I'm definitely gonna be using this one. The shade that I use in this gold palette is so, so beautiful. I do wanna do like a bronze skin look using the more gold shades in this palette, but the shade I used in here was perfection for me. As far as the Tarte blushes, the formulation in these blushes are the same as the ones in their original compact or the single compacts. The one I used today is just the same. It's just as pigmented. I really do love Tarte blushes. I've told you guys already, they're some of the best blushes that last a long time. And then for the fully stacked lashes by Salon Perfect, these only cost me, I wanna say like $3.97, and I love them. I think they look so fluttery and just very light and beautiful. The band's not too thick, it's very thin. It kind of has that invisible type band feel to it. It went on really easy. I didn't have any issues with them. So yeah, they feel really light on the eyes and I like that. I hate when a lash feels like really heavy, that I'm so ready to take them off by the end of the day. But I think with these, they're very light and I could actually wear them on a daily if I wanted to. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing me create this holiday look for you guys using new products. Everything I used was absolutely fantastic. I'm so glad that everything worked out just as I thought it would. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we will talk to you on the next one.